100 Miles by Patrick Colucci. I rode 100 miles, 100 miles on my bike, 100 miles in the rain, 100 miles to see you, 100 miles to read you, 100 miles through the pain, 100 miles on the cycle, 100 miles with St. Michael, 100 miles once again. 100 miles over roadway of sadness and of must pay, 100 miles I rode all the way. I came to see you, I came to be with you, 100 years to the day. You said I was a loser, you called me a user, nothing in my future but disappointment and pain. 100 miles in the rain, 100 years insane. Why wouldn't you hug me? Why wouldn't you love me? I came to say from 100 miles away. 100 miles from my new home, 100 miles where I roam, 100 miles to laugh and play. 100 miles from you, 100 miles to breathe and live anew, 100 miles to safely pray. When I came to see you, I walked between the cold stones and lay upon your grave. You wouldn't speak but you heard me when I asked why you hurt me, and always heaped me with blame. You wanted an Anglo, a tall and blue-eyed fantango, everything you were not 100 years ago. So you hammered me with punches, with disdain and bunches of insults in your raging veins. But I was just a little kid, a timid and scared child who looked to you for solace 50 years ago. I banged my helmet down, banged it on the ground, banged my helmet as I cried. For what could have been, what should have been, before I made my ride. I rode 100 miles in the rain. I rode 50 years through my tears to come to terms with my fears and hear what you should have told me before you died. I was just a little kid, and to my face you lied. You said I would be nothing, and from life should hide. But I am much more than nothing, and much to your surprise, I receive my vindication daily in my grandson's eyes.